Chris, last time we spoke was after the North London derby. After that, Spurs then went on to throw away a 2-goal lead and get knocked out of the Europa League. But this round, you've beaten Aston Villa. The mood is definitely a bit more positive, right?
No, I don't think beating Aston Villa necessarily means anything. The club is in crisis and it needs a complete clear out. There's so many players that just are not good enough. There's so many players and they just have to go for us to progress. What we saw the other day is a complete disgrace. Each time I think Spurs have reached the nadir and then they go and outdo themselves.
The summer transfer window is looking very important for Spurs at this moment.
Yeah.
I want to know, if you were the manager, what you would do with this team. In fact, let's rate the players and then you can decide who are the best players and who should go. Let's start with the keeper, Hugo Lloris. How would you rate him out of 10?
I would say Hugo Lloris, I think towards the end of his Spurs career, what he came out with the other night, his impassioned speech to the press, I really appreciated that, and it was nice to hear a player talk so passionately. I'll give Hugo an 8.
So that means your intention to keep him in the club is 8 out of 10.
Also, to add to it, Joe Hart, I think 1. I think Gazzaniga needs to come back. I think Gazzaniga is a fantastic player.
Let's get to the centre-backs. Toby Alderweireld.
One of my all-time favourite Spurs players. I think he's probably got one more season at a push left with us. 8. Eric Dyer, 4.
4?
Yeah.
I always thought he was quite important for the squad.
It's not working. And there's a reason why he's dropped out of the squad now, because it is not working. He had a couple of good games as a defender, and it's just, he's not built for it.
Davinson Sanchez.
0. Must go. He's been here 4 years. He's one of our all-time record defenders, and the jury surely cannot still be out on him. I don't know what he's doing anymore. He is not, unfortunately, not good enough.
Joe Rodon.
Very difficult to say, but I think he's one for the future. I'll give him a 6.
Right, let's get to the left backs. Sergio Reguilon.
9. I think he's a very good player, and I really want him to stay.
Ben Davies.
I do think he really cares, and for that reason, 6.5.
Right backs. Serge Aurier.
0 has to go. He's too temperamental, emotionally selfish, pushing that Leicester player and giving away the penalty. I can't forgive it. It's just, he has to go.
Matt Doherty.
A difficult one. I really wanted Matt Doherty to succeed, but I'd like to see him play under a different manager. He was so good at Wolves. 5.
And the young kid, sometimes he plays as a fullback, sometimes a centre-back. Japhet Tanganga.
A fantastic player. He's a local lad. I just love the way he plays. I want to see Japhet Tanganga in our back line for years to come. 10.
Let's get to the midfielders. Tanguy Ndombele.
He's the closest thing we've come to replacing Dembele. 6. Would I be sad if he went? No, but I do think that he is someone that will get better.
How about Moussa Sissoko?
I love how he was so out of favour and he then became really important. But I watched him against Aston Villa last night and he looked so lacklustre and he wasn't bothered. And unfortunately, I think he just has to go now. So I'm going to say 2.
How about Højbjerg?
Oh, 10. He's incredible. He's been a revelation. One of our best signings in many years.
Harry Winks?
Oh, I love Harry Winks because he does really care. I really love him. The highest I can give him is a 5.
Oh.
I don't think he's good enough.
And it's quite sad, isn't it? It's like a few years ago, he was like the Marcus Rashford for Man United. He had so much future.
Yeah, Pochettino called him a little Iniesta.
Next one, Lo Celso.
A 5.5. I think he's decent, but I don't think we've seen enough of him. If we let him go and got the same, if not more, than what we paid for him, then that'll be a good bit of business.
Eric Lamela.
I think 6. We bought him with the Gareth Bale money. I feel like every Spurs fan has been waiting for him. Eric Lamela, this is the season. Eric Lamela's going to come good. And 7 or 8 seasons, 9 seasons later, we're still waiting for that.
Last midfielder, Dele Alli.
I'd say a 9 because I love Dele. He's a fantastic player, but it's not working for him under Mourinho. We'd be silly to get rid of Dele.
Okay, let's get to the forwards. Son Heung-min.
10. Has to stay. He's world class. Sonny can win a game on his own.
Harry Kane.
11. 12. 100 out of 10.
You needn't say too much about him.
Yeah.
Steven Bergwijn.
2. I don't know what he does. It's just not working out.
And Lucas Moura.
8. Really like Lucas. Very fond of him. He'll always be in our hearts for scoring that hat-trick against Ajax.
It seems like he's been around for ages. For me, he was like the start of the transition. So you went from a mid-table team to one of the elite teams, and Lucas Moura was at the beginning of it. We have 2 players left on loan from other clubs. They might stay this summer, but they might not. How would you rate Gareth Bale?
Bale, 10. It took him a little while to find his form, but what do you expect when the poor lad's not barely played in 2 years? You'd be stupid to get rid of Gareth Bale.
He has a massive wage bill. You might be able to get 1 or 2 players that can do a lot more for Spurs, a lot younger than him. Why would you not do that?
We're going to sack Mourinho, so we've got no money anyway. It's going to cost 25 million to get rid of him. So I'm not thinking about who we're going to bring in. I'm just thinking about who we need to keep.
Okay, last one. Carlos Vinicius.
3.
So if the score of 5 is your bottom line for staying at the club, 7 players need to leave the squad. Maybe 10 players, if they leave, you wouldn't be too sad about it.
Yeah, and I think with that money, buy 1 or 2 world-class centre-backs, an attacking midfielder, and then bring some of the youngsters through. Let's see Scarlett, let's see Parrott.
Let's see how many of these players they clear out this summer. Thanks, Chris. That's good.
Cool, no problem.